Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. The Youth Citizenship Action Program, also known as YCAP, is a program to empower and motivate young people from primary and secondary schools to solve or lessen the social, environmental, educational and economic problems within their schools and communities. This program is run by Empowervate, which in turn is run by Amanda Blankfield-Koseff, and she joins us now to tell us all about it. What is it, Amanda? Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me on your show. So the Youth Citizens Action Program started 9 years ago. It came out of a youth dialogue that was held when I was still working at another NGO. And when we were doing this dialogue, we found out that young people have solutions to problems. They want to make a change. They just don't know where to start. They don't know, how do I do this? Will anyone take me seriously because I'm a young person? People won't give me a chance. So we said, no, let's change the whole program from a dialogue into an action program. And hence the word is Youth Citizens Action Program.
What type of school is your target, though? Because you can go across the spectrum from the underprivileged schools to the really resourced ones. Who's your target?
So we work in partnership with the Department of Basic Education. And when we first started the program, we said we want to focus on the government schools that are more the lower performing schools, the schools that don't have resources, the rural areas, the peri-urban areas. Those are the ones that we started focusing on. But we didn't want to neglect the other schools like the X-Model Cs as well, and any private schools who did want to take part, because we want social cohesion. We want learners to interact, to take away that intolerance and racism and cultural issues that we have in our country.
Very important.
Yes.
Have you seen any results, any progress?
Yes, we've got amazing success stories. We've got 750 schools that took part this year. And the success stories range from an anti-suicide program to a feeding scheme program to a program combating bullying to a program around how to beautify the school, how to make it pretty, a place that you want to be in.
That's a lot, though. Do you find that you lose focus sometimes?
No, the whole thing that we like about giving the creativity and the freedom for learners to choose their own topics within those 4 broad categories is that we like to give them the opportunity to choose something that's close to their heart and something that's very specific to their area and their community. So we don't want to say everyone must do a program on drug abuse. Because some schools will say, well, that's not really a problem for us. For us, the problem is more teen pregnancy. So that's why we'd like to do it like that.
So how do you characterize your support? What exactly do you offer?
So we provide a toolkit that explains project management skills step by step. So it says exactly how to run the project. Step 1, form a team, like from the basics. Step 2, roles and responsibilities, all the way up to action plans, budgeting, fundraising. And then
so you're able
impact
to
analysis.
Measure the success.
Yes, they have to do portfolios of evidence, like proper portfolios, all the information from the beginning to the end. And then they have to analyze the results and say, what impact do we make and how sustainable is this project?
So once a project has been completed, what happens then?
So then the next stage is we have showcase platforms at district level, provincial and national. So the teams come and present an oral presentation in English, which is another skill that they need, public speaking in English. And
so
they have
using
to do
business language as well?
Yes.
All right.
And they have to do a PowerPoint presentation. So they're using IT skills, PowerPoint and Word for the portfolio. And then they have to actually come and tell the judges exactly what their project was, how it worked, how they followed the steps in the toolkit, and then what the results were. How impactful was their project? Did it work? Did it make a change? And then from there, the judges choose the project that made the most impact in that group. And they go through to the next level and the next. And then they get like prize money, grant funding, a small amount, but something to encourage them to continue their projects and also to sustain them. We want them to continue, not just be a once-off.
So they're school children, they're not really exposed to competition. Are you finding that the quality is not so great, or is it improving? What's the case?
Okay, so we have primary and secondary school, so they are the 2 different categories. But we find that with the competition element there, the positive thing is it makes people do their best. They really want to strive to put in the best effort and the best quality. The only negative thing about competition is some people don't understand what losing is. They're like, no, I'm a loser. I'm like, no, there's no such thing as losing. You've made an impact.
We're all learning here.
Exactly. It's a developmental program. There's no such thing as losing. So what we're going to do is also broaden the categories so that more people in the program get more benefits and more recognition as they go along. So it's not only the top 3 winners that get the recognition.
In your interaction with the Department of Education, how does this contribute to achieving the department's objective in terms of getting to develop a learning and an educated society?
Yes, so the department first, as I said, the social cohesion is very important. Also the whole nationalism, you know, patriotism, being proud to be a citizen of your country.
Yeah.
So it follows that. That's why we're creating active citizens who are making positive impacts in the country. And then also around the skills development, because these skills that they're learning can become social entrepreneurship skills.
Exactly.
So it can become employment, because you know there are not enough jobs for young people.
Which leads me to my next question, because I was going to ask you, once they've learned these skills, how do you take that forward so that it's not just a once-off thing?
Yes. So what we do is we have UNISA as our partner, and they do research for us to showcase how the programs benefited them. And we also have Boston City Campus and Business School. They give some bursaries. So that also helps out with the whole program and how it continues and helps people more.
This is just but one program within the Empowervate Trust stable. What else? What other projects do you have?
So we're actually working with Rotary at the moment on another program around ECD. So we're starting to empower the ECD practitioners to make them...
What are ECD practitioners?
So the teachers that teach the children in like the creches.
Okay.
Because they don't have qualifications.
Early development.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're trying to help to fill the gaps there and to show them how to be a responsible teacher, how to have these skills, like project management skills, which is something everyone should have. It's a life skill.
Yeah.
So we're empowering them with that. And then we're also looking at other projects, into the future, how we're going to expand this current program. We'd like to see it as an African program and an international program. So that is our long-term plan.
Are you finding that your work is making an impact?
Yes, very much so. It's very fulfilling. I love to see the light in people's eyes when they realize they can be the change that they want to see.
Yeah.
They feel empowered, they feel motivated, and they want to be the positive role models in their communities instead of the negative ones.
All right, so people watching now and thinking they'd like to take part, where do they go? Who do they contact?
So we've got a website, empowervate.org, because empower and motivate, Empowervate.
Okay.
And then there's also Facebook, Empowervate, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We've got about 30 videos with all different success stories. We also do follow-ups after people have won the program. We come back a year later and we say, what have you done since you've been in the program to see sustainability and growth? And then also they can contact us at our email address, info@empowervate.org. And they're welcome to get in touch and see if they can support our program. We rely on donor funding. So if they're welcome to be part of that, and also if they want their schools to take part, please let us know.
Thank you so much. That's a totally awesome project there, the Youth Citizens Action Program. And Amanda Blankfield-Koseff is the CEO and founder of YCAP, and she was telling us about how it works. Thank you so much. Let's take